What's up, peasant?
There he is.
You ready for that nice little streak of yours to end?
This is going to be one hell of a game, isn't it?
Oh, I got this one in the bag.
I don't know, man. We've been dealing out some pain. I wouldn't be overly confident against this Bruins team.
Well, you see, God owes me a little favor.
God owes you a favor?
Yeah-huh.
Why would she owe you a favor?
You remember that time I beat the Sharks in the finals?
God does hate the Sharks.
Yeah, she really does hate the Sharks.
All right, do me a favor, though. Don't just ask for the win, okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, just ask for something specific that means you're going to win, but, like, just asking for the win is kind of bullshit.
Okay, all right. I got you. So I'm going to ask that we score enough goals to get Ullmark pulled.
Perfect.
I mean, if we don't win after that, we probably deserve to lose, right? Anyway, I'll see you after the game.
See you later, man. Just remember one thing before you make his wish come true. We're the only thing standing in the way of Vegas being the #1 team in the league. I'm just saying, putting it out there. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team, that is a dub! The kind of dub you dream about. The kind of dub that you don't even know how to handle. I don't know. If someone dropped this off at my porch, I'd be looking at it not knowing how to handle it. I don't know what the next steps are. What do I feed it? How do I take care of it? This metaphor makes no sense. The dub is a baby? I don't get it either. What the fuck was that? Seriously, it's getting scarier by the day out here, boys. Injuries are mounting. But we keep winning. We're 9-1. The 81-1 dream is it still alive? Because I think it is. The chance is there, and I want to point out statistically, every time we win a game, it is that much more likely that we go 81-1. It increases the odds by the smallest margin, so it's technically getting easier to go 81-1. I don't have a lot of time to waste on just chatting because there's so much to talk about in this game. It's mostly just goals. But coming into this game, Tristan Jari, however you want to say it, was decent. He's on my fantasy team. It's weird rooting against him tonight and then just watching him fall apart. Not even him. The team has not been good in front of him keeping the puck out of the net. And yes, he has had his share of problems too. But if you have a .915 save percentage and you're still allowing over 3 goals a game, that feels like other teams are getting a lot of shots off at you. This game's not really on Jari, in my opinion, but he's not exempt from the criticism. They don't struggle to score, the Penguins, but they have the 28th ranked penalty kill, which we saw come into play a little bit here. And then Letang missing this game obviously makes a difference offensively. How easy it was to get into the zone and to actually make plays. Obviously, the power play suffered because of it. That was a big boost to us. We're missing McAvoy, so they can suck it because that is not even an even trade. They are 4-4-1 to start, but this team has just lost 4 and now 5 straight, all of which were on the road up until this latest one. We're kind of the polar opposite right now. They did start hot, though. They were 4-0-1 at one point. Good for them, but you got to keep it going, man. Got to keep it going. This feels like, for the Pens, this felt like not a must-win, but like a way too early must-win. Where there are certain games, I would consider it every quarter of the season. Every 20 games or so. There's like one game that defines that quarter of the season. And those ones are like your must-wins. And I think this one really defined it for them. Because this felt like an early on, you gotta win this, get back in the win column, start pushing back at this losing streak. And they had the win. And they snatched it. They lost that game just as much as we won it. I gotta be clear about that. Brutal for the Pens, but we love to see it. Ullmark gets a start. He's gonna have a doozy of a game. Rumors are swirling about Smith and Riley being on the trading block because McAvoy is getting closer and closer to coming back.
Well, Smith is out with an upper body injury and Riley's being rested. So I do not know if any of those rumors are true. I still think it's, well, with all these injuries, who knows? But it's likely one of those two that clears the cap room to bring McAvoy back. McAvoy does appear to be practicing in full contact a little bit. So he's still very, very early for his time frame. It was still supposed to be December. So I don't think he's going to be back next week or anything like that. Krejci remains out. He went on the IR. We haven't gotten any updates on him. They keep saying it's like day-to-day-ish, but I don't know. They use a weird vocab for it. Marchand is back and should be for the long haul at this point. Zaka will center the second line. Greer will take over for Smith. And on the fourth, Lauko will work alongside Nosek and Foligno, who I thought were pretty solid this game. Defense remains the same. You've got your Lindholm, Carlo, your Forbort, Clifton, and your Grzelcyk, Strawman. Bergeron hits his bonus, $2.5 million. He had a bonus clause in his contract for $2.5 million if he played in 10 games. We worked the contracts how we had to. That $2.5 million is going to be coming due on next year's salary cap. It's what we had to do to try to make the team competitive this year. I believe that's how it works. Someone can correct me if they know more than me. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Short Shift podcast if you guys are looking for more Bruins content. I think we do a good job. Andrew and Thomas are hilarious on it. It's usually released every Wednesday or Thursday of the week. We just do our best to do them weekly. And it's pretty good. So check it out. Short Shift Podcast. Enjoy the Discord. It's popping off. I think we're at like 99 members or something like that. 98, 99. So jump in there. It's been really active lately. It's been really fun. Puck drops. And we're going to fly through this a little bit because that's the kind of tempo this game had. It gets started right away, 30 seconds in, and Carlo with a very strange pinch on the right wall in their zone. They had full possession right in front of them, but for some reason he just didn't start backing up, which allows them to basically put together a 2-on-1 going around Carlo. Lindholm blocks the pass. Excellent work by him, but the blocked pass goes higher in the slot to Crosby, who's just able to take his time. DeBrusk hasn't caught up to him, which I didn't get to see it from all the way on the other side of the ice, but you like to think DeBrusk could have gotten there. Beats Ullmark far side, glove side. It's 1-0, 30 seconds in. Were any of you worried? Really? Like, first game on the road in a little while, 30 seconds in, we get scored on? Because if you were worried, you may not have been watching this team for the past couple weeks. One goal was not winning this game for them. It absolutely was not. And I kind of went, all right, let's see what happens. I mean, it got scarier, but not immediately. 14:41 left, and this is a nice response. The Penguins have looked good, but all it takes is one mistake. And O'Connor, in his own zone, tries to dish it off to Petrie, who just, I mean, it's in front of him. He can't reach it, so he just jabs at it to try to get it over the line. They're in their own zone. Greer keeps it in, passes it down the left wall to Freddie. It's a nice, simple pass. Freddie goes right in on the net. Save, and on the second rebound, Coyle is the one who crashes in and shoves this. He gets under the glove before the glove stamps down. So the glove stamps down on his stick, so it's legal. He pushes the puck past Yari. It's 1-1, about 6 minutes in. And you got to think from there, you go, all right, new game. And then they make another brutal mistake. Raquel going in on a puck. Again, this is our zone. Going in on a puck to grab it. Foligno gets there first and just goes right through him. And Raquel does this weird, like, tries to hug, I don't know, bursts right through the guy, knocks the stick out of his hand. It leads to a 3-on-2 the other way. Nosek's your center man. And Nosek sets that legal pick directly down the center. And it basically takes both the defenders with him. Lauko is smart enough to see that, slow up a little bit, gives you that diagonal passing lane. Foligno passes back diagonally to Lauko, who has all the time in the world. Yari's sprawling. You just got to place this correctly, and he does. First NHL goal that hasn't been waved off for the kid. Congratulations, Lauko. When asked, and I want to give props to Haggerty. I don't always see eye to eye with Haggerty. But when asked what he's going to do with the puck, he said he's going to give the puck to the parents of his Czech friend. I do not know how to say the name. Andre Bushtela, that passed away from cancer a couple of years ago. He said, and I quote, "I made a promise to my dying friend 2 years ago I would make it to the NHL. It's going to his mother." That should make you feel something. That's a really, I'm glad the question was asked, so good job, Haggerty. And that's just such an excellent story and a sad story, and you just love to see that. Blount goes first. Love to see it. And it's a big goal for us. Going up 2-1, you feel like we're never going to look back. When this team gets a lead, you just feel like, all right, that's it. That's the game. Good for us. 5:31 left. Carlo for interference. Penalty kill. Excellent penalty kill. Excellent penalty killing all night. Directly after that penalty kill, DeBrusk is all hustle. As the penalty is expiring, he's chasing down a clearance and draws the high stick from Peterson, who kind of gets wrapped around and brings the stick up high. So we're going to go to the power play. During this power play, Pasta, about a minute and a half into it, it's a terrible power play, Pasta gets shoved in to Yari. And they're going to call him for, I guess, goalie interference, maybe roughing, I don't know. Yari acted like he had just gotten shot. Whatever. 4v4 for 36 seconds. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt us at all. And it doesn't. We kill it. We're going into the next period. 2-1. Second period starts. Forbort's not on the bench. He went down with about 5 minutes left in the first. Went down the tunnel. Would not return. We do not have any information on that, but they did rule him out of the game very quickly. Bad luck about $1:47 in. Again, early in the period. It's a board battle won by the Pens. And the puck gets sent up to the corner, the left point, and it just goes right through a defender to get there. And then Joseph receives it and sends this to Malkin backdoor. I can't speak right now. I'm all over the place. Malkin backdoor, who has a tap-in. But Ullmark looks like he's ready for that. But because the pass initially is just deflected enough, it slows it down. So Ullmark kind of like stutter stops, falls, and it's a wide open net for Malkin. It's 2-2. Again, you feel, all right, it's the Bruins. We're going to score the next goal. That's fine. The faith I have in this team right now is something I just haven't felt in a good amount of time. Shortly after this, Greer is going to get shoved into Yari as well by a defender, by his own defender. And the commentators are eating it up. The Bruins are running the goalie. The Bruins are running the goalie. The Penguins need to respond. Meanwhile, Yari is acting like he's getting stabbed in the chest over and over every time someone comes near him. You watch that game, anytime someone's in the blue paint, you see his head snap back. They don't have to get anywhere near his head. He's a flopper, and I did not realize he was this bad about it, but it was insanely frustrating to watch. The guy's a flopper. He is. Any Penguins fan watching this, your goalie is a fucking flopper, and I think you know that. Brutal. Brutal, brutal. We didn't even get a penalty for that. I just wanted to point it out because it was pissing me off. 11:18 left in the second. We have a delayed penalty. It's not going to matter. Puck is behind Ullmark. Shoved up to Archibald, who's all alone in the slot. We have guys next to him, but no one's actually on him. He gets an open net to beat Ullmark. Not Ullmark's fault on this one. So they go up 3-2. Things were getting a little more dire in the second. The Penguins were definitely more involved in our zone. And then a couple minutes later, we're just allowing them to set up again. It's 8:44 left. Puck keeps moving. Pens keep retrieving. And eventually a shot from the point gets through everybody. Grizz loses a fight for the rebound. And then Rust just gets to dunk it. Grizz is there too. He's fighting with Rust and he just gets knocked over. And we know that's one of his weaknesses. But when the pairing at that time, I want to say it was Grizz Clifton, and Clifton's got the heavier duty lifting, like in the middle of the slot, not off to the side. I mean, that's going to happen, man. This team's going to miss forward if we don't have them. So it's 4-2 at that point. 20 seconds later, it's sway time. The Pens just get into the zone, and Raquel from the top of the right circle nails top blocker corner. Far side, he's on the top of the right circle. Far side, top corner. I don't know if Ullmark's gonna make this save too many times in general, but after 5 goals, your team's playing kind of listlessly at this point. Bring in Sway. And then less than a minute later, we have our turning point. It's 5-2, and it's a harmless shot from the point. It hits off the side of the net, and Yari had kicked out his leg to make the initial save, but that gave Bergeron a chance, who collects the missed shot and sent it off the back of Yari's leg and into the net. Massive. It's 5-3. Problem is, Bergeron had to go across Yari to do this. And he did make contact. Although there was a defender pushing him from behind, it was very clear that Bergeron made contact in the blue paint that changed Yari's positioning. That is going to be waved off after a review. Stays 5-2. We need one this period. We really do. 7:18 left. About 40 seconds after that waved off goal. Power play time drawn by Pasta. It's hooking on Petrie. Words right now. 15 seconds in. It's beautiful. Bergeron wins the faceoff. Puck goes to Marchand, and then he gives it to DeBrusk down low in the bumper, and DeBrusk gives it back to Marchand, and then back to DeBrusk, then to Marchand, and to Lindholm up at the point, and then back to Marchand, who hammers this at Yari, and just no one's stopping this shot. It's right under the bar. He just smashes it, and he's just in the high bumper, like he's in the high slot, but still off-centered a little bit. 5-3. Marchand's a beauty. Period's going to end that way. 2-goal lead going into the third. Oh, we got all the confidence in the world. 5 minutes of gross hockey. Hall for interference. Penalty kill. Kill it beautifully. But unfortunately, during the kill, Bergeron, it looks like loses a skate to me, but might have been trying to slide to block something. It was a big chance for the Penguins, but slides right into Sway. And the leg looks like it hyperextends at the very least. It's bad. They showed the review a billion times. I hate it. It looked bad. He was seen after the game with only ice on it, no cast, no boot, which is a good sign, but we will see. But it looks like Sway is at least out for a little while. Ullmark has to come back in. Ullmark has to come back in after having gotten shellacked for 5 goals, gotten pulled, going cold. Now he has to come back. And we've still got like 15 minutes left of this game, plus some extra time. Spoiler alert. And the guy was a stud. Absolute stud. It helps that the hockey, no one could do a tape-to-tape pass for the next, like, 7 minutes. And then finally something happens. 8:01 left. Penguins aren't giving us any space. We're struggling to create. And this is a frantic, guys closing on me, let me get it on net shot by Lindholm on the left point. And Zacha's just winning a battle with his defender and is able to tip it. You know that harsh tip where they kind of slam the puck down so it bounces off the ice? Perfect. Beats Yari. It's 5-4. And we got a game. 8 minutes left. 5-4. But the time starts shrinking. Under 2 minutes. And we still have the puck. And we're still pushing. 1:17 left. And we get our break. 6 on the ice. Rebound off a pasta blast from the right point. It comes right up into the air. Hall is able to bat it down, and with his back turned to Yari, collects, spins, and just shovels this. It goes in low. It's 5-5. We're going to overtime. 1:04 in overtime. Lindholm for tripping. We have to kill 2 minutes. 4v3 in overtime. And we fucking do. And it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Nosek off the post. Breakaway the other way. And an exhausted Malkin is beaten by Ullmark. Saved by Ullmark. Massive save. Not a great shot, but massive save. In our zone, to the right of Ullmark, Bergeron wins the faceoff. Puck goes back to Lindholm. Lindholm decides to go around the back of the net. His defender chases. So it's a 3-on-2 the other way because Lindholm's out skating him up the ice. And he just takes the offensive zone. Defender in front of him. He's about halfway down that section of the ice. And this is just a beautiful wrister. Kind of using the defender as a screen a little bit. It beats Yari high glove side. 6-5. We won that game. How did we win that game? Game notes. Forbort injury. Swayman injury. Brutal. Forbort will be missed. He's been very, very good for us this year. And the list of players who have missed games due to injury so far. So we can expect Forbort and Swayman will likely miss, right? Marchand, Grzelcyk, McAvoy, Hall, DeBrusk, Carlo, Krejci, Smith. I think I'm missing someone that I just can't think of right now. Hall might not have missed any games, but he started the season injured. I think he started the first game. He did, but it took him a little while to get back into it. He was clearly hampered by one. I mean, it's just, we are having terrible injury luck, and we're 9-1. I'm just saying. We did see the Marchand, Bergeron, Pasternak line. That's still going to happen from time to time when we're down in games. That is still the best line we have. Even when Krejci returns, that is going to happen at times. I am sure Jim Montgomery is aware that Krejci wants Pasternak on his line. It's just going to get shifted around at times. One of the big frustrations of the game is we had to, this is more game notes, we had to wait for our goalie to make a save to go the other way. The Penguins were possessing it very well in our zone, and we were struggling to create turnovers. Something that will improve with McAvoy. Something that has improved since Marchand came back, but it wasn't on display in this game. I was kind of surprised by that. So that was a little frustrating and something to keep an eye on going forward. I just respect the fuck out of this team. Down 3 goals late in the second, and you just keep fighting back. You've lost a goalie. You lost a defenseman. Your other goalie had to come back in after being pulled. By the way, 7-0 for him still. Olmark's 7-0 because he did come back in, and we did the comeback with him in net. Isn't that interesting? Just love to see it. Just love to see it. This team's something else, man. This is a long fucking video, but this team's something else. I'm just so pumped. We got more games coming this week. I believe Thursday is the next one. I don't even know who we're playing. This game exhausted my brain. What an intense situation throughout. I want to get healthy. I wanted to see this team full power, but fuck yeah, man. This season has started so well. So well. Go Bees!